A very good morning to you and welcome to a brand new week, work week. The week actually started yesterday with Mother's Day. For those of you who are jealous that we have so many days celebrating the mothers, make it pain you. Just shall greet us and move on. Mother's Day, beautiful day, and I hope you enjoyed yours. It's now a beautiful week. I hope you'll be enjoying the week too. For those of you who'll be working on the island, I am sure you already know about the closure of the road. For those who'll be going towards Falomo, once you get to Glover Road, you're going to take a turn there and go in through Thompson, get off at Bodilon, and then climb up to the Falomo Bridge. And for those coming from the island to the mainland, your path will be clear. It's simply for those going towards Falomo Bridge. So get yourself ready, prepare yourself. This will be day one. A lot of panicking would occur, so just do everything calmly as you'll be driving to work or from work. It all depends. Now, to start off the papers this morning, I'll be doing a quick retro thing to last week. I'll share that with you, but before then, let's quickly welcome you again. I'm Cordelia Obe. I'll be taking you through this bit. Rufai Oseni will join later on to do some of the reviews, and Ejiro Mokoro will be joining too to have our own share of the review, and then we'll open the floor for you to join us. All things being equal, we'll have a friend, a sister, and a big wig when it comes to Nollywood joining us, and she'll be talking about the diaspora contribution to Nollywood. I'm talking about things you need to know as per that. Remember, the AMVCA just occurred or happened, and she'll share her thoughts too. I'm talking about Toyin Moore, and it's about 10:30. We'll have Wole Shadare come in. He'll be telling us about some of those taxes that has made flying from Nigeria to the West and so on so expensive, and some people go to Benin, Ghana and so on to take their flights. We'll share all that with you this morning segment, the English bit on VOP 90.3 FM. Now, I said I'll do a little retro thingy, and this one, this was a very good thing that came out. You've always said, let's have some good news. This is good news. Enugu state government has signed a pact with Pragmatic Palms, and they sealed a 100 billion naira deal to revive United Palm Products. You know, I've been talking about that a ton of crude, a ton of crude is not as expensive as a ton of palm oil, and we have it in abundance. Why don't we use it? Well, the partnership will see that company, one of the agricultural and agro-industrialization initiative of the late premier of the defunct Eastern region, Dr. M. Ayokbara, which had lain fallow for many years, coming back to life. 100 billion naira. That is good investment, and I hope Nigeria, Edo State, Delta State, all the states with palm, do something about it. Very crucial. All right, let's move on now. From the Vanguard we remain, but this one is for today. We have above the mast, Rivers crisis. Tinubu won't take sides between Wike and Fubara. This according to the presidency. Okwama Ewu, Delta government residents may clash over villagers' refusal to accept IDP camp site. Why power sector crisis won't end soon by Joe Ajaero, NLC president. There's an interview you should check out. And the major headline for the Vanguard, manufacturing export limps as revenue drops 166% to 778 billion naira. We have some riders here. World Bank blames poor logistics, weak infrastructure. Man, exporters seek government intervention. National single window will bring relief, CPP. And we'll also have a picture there. Sanwo-Olu receives Duke of Success. A lovely picture. You could check that out. We also have here Nigeria's oil production grows marginally by 4% to 1.28 mbpd. SARAP budget. Others sue CBN over cybersecurity levy. Meanwhile, presidency has said, you know what? Suspend this, because there are a lot of gray areas, so suspend it for now. It's for now, it's not final suspension, but all these cases are on. We hope that we get something good after all. NFF to unveil Finidi judge today. And as per the Rivers crisis, Tinubu won't take sides between Wike Fubara. This is quoting an interview that Ngelale, who is the special advisor on media and publicity to the president, Ajuri Ngelale, has stated that anybody who's thinking that the president will do that is just dreaming. What he will do instead is to ensure that everybody has what they need in order to work. He also goes on to say, he'll also ensure that any attempt to frustrate the operation of the Rivers State government in conducting its affairs in a way that it will benefit the Rivers people, that obviously is not going to be allowed by this president or anybody else. It's a long one. You can read that up, but that was a direct quote from him. Let's now move over to The Guardian, where the headlines: energy prices soar by 70%, costs manufacturers 290 billion naira in Q1. You can check out the breakdown, Q4 2023 versus Q1 2024, the differences and the big spike you'll see all there. Then Serap Agbakoba CSOs head to court as FG quietly withdraws cybersecurity levy. Labour to paralyze power sector over tariff hike. They had sent out a last warning yesterday and they said, we got no response, but watch out. We will be resuming at all your offices, NERC, discos, all civil servants, go and resume work there. That is what they plan on doing, and let's wait and see how it plays out, because NLC until you see nowadays, I don't know. Nigeria is complex but not difficult to govern, says Obasanjo. Where did he say this? You see, find out. Troops bust terrorist hideout in Taraba, seize arms, ammunition. Withdraw death penalty for drug offenses, ASF France tells Senate. Rivers elders caution Fubara against tampering with assembly quarters. Again, gunmen kill 3 policemen, road safety official in Enugu State. Very sad, and the governor is saying we must get these people. Now back to Nigeria's complex but not difficult to govern, says Obasanjo. Well, he said this yesterday. He revealed his experience in government and the fact that the country is not that hard. As long as we have people of integrity and good character running us, it won't be that bad. He spoke while commissioning a VIP lodge completed by Governor Ademola Adeleke-led administration at the Osun State Government House in Osogbo. And he talked about the fact that some people despise Adeleke for being a dancer, but I quote him, I said, only happy people dance. You are my dancing partner. And that what he has seen and heard so far is good. But then he said, I'm going to quote him directly. If you remember that at one time I phoned you, I said, don't leave dancing. But as you are dancing, ensure you are working. Aha. Nice one. Okay, congratulations to everybody there. And Nigeria is not difficult to run as long as we have people with good character, integrity. From this day, I have this one. OT will reverse policies considered anti-people. And they said that they are running a selfless leadership in Abia State, and one that is oriented towards the welfare of the people of Abia. And that any policy that won't benefit the people, they will cancel them. And that we, I quote him, we make mistakes, but anytime we make mistakes and we find out, we go back and correct them. We're not perfect. Mistakes will be made, but we're not deliberately going to do anything that will hurt the people. Also from this day, we have electricity tariff hike, labor pickets, NERC, disco offices nationwide today. And as I said, they said last night, the last reminder was sent to all its branches, offices, and affiliates in respect of a proposed nationwide protest to commence today over the electricity tariff hike. Nigerian Tribune also has Serap budget 136 Nigerians want court to stop FG from imposing cybersecurity levy on Nigerians. And as I said, that was quietly pulled back. We'll take the punch now. National Assembly gets new tax report September. National State Assemblies to spend 724 billion naira in 2024 in salaries, allowances, and so on. And today I said, Cordelia, you're in the wrong profession. I forbid politician. It's painful. You should check the Punch out and see the breakdown of all these monies. It's a lot, especially at this time where we're having all these issues. And some people tend to wonder, what do these guys really do with all these monies? Question. Still from the Punch, Rivers Assembly, Fubara, pro-Wike lawmakers clash over relocation. And just by the mass, we have Harry, Meghan, and Nigerian tour on a bright sporting note. I'm happy they're happy. They'll soon go. Hasta la vista, babies. Well, glad they had a good visit. Electricity tariff hike. Labour demands reversal as protests begin on Monday, which is today. NLC, TUC orders to picket NERC office. Discos in 36 states. We also have bank chiefs obtain 549 billion naira insider loans in 5 years. Stop electricity subsidy, IMF tells Nigeria. I wanted to say something in Isoko to them. It's not a good thing, so I won't say it out. IMF. Don't stop dancing, but govern well, Obasanjo advises Adeleke. Man arrested for exposing 4-year-old sensitive parts online, and the sad thing about the story is that this is the father of the child and he doesn't even understand what's going on, that something is wrong. But I'm one of those who believe that he may just be having a mental issue. But, well, the government has stepped in. I hope they help that little baby. NDLEA holds suspects with 3 trucks of codeine pills. All right, you can, as I said, find out all the monies, the breakdown of all what they're going to be spending. As in another 30 or so seconds, I'll be joining Rufai and Ejiro will follow suit. But the Nation newspaper has cybersecurity levy, why implementation can't take off. You find that out. Commissioners battle chairman at Federal Capital Character Commission. Nigeria complex but easy to govern, says Obasanjo. Pressure mounts on debtors to repay 450 billion naira federal government loans. Experts suggest options as inflation crosses 34%. Security, food, higher crude oil output, others should get government's priority. EFCC to join forces with UK prosecutors in Desiani's case. Anti-graft agency seeks access to ex-ministers' assets and others. Morning, Rufai. It's not good. Hey, Rufai, good morning. How are you?
Very well. Bless you.
Bless you. All right, go ahead.
That's the Desani case. So I think the case is long overdue, and I'm happy that the UK prosecutors said they're going to work in tandem anyway because of jurisdiction purposes and the fact that Desani also too big was in the UK for a bit, and there's some back and forth with the authorities in the UK. So let's see how all of this pans out. Most importantly, we must be able to have a very effective method of tackling cases of corruption, or at least getting people to be tried when they've been fingered in corruption cases and all of that. So we all know that this has been a running battle for over 8 years since the Zani left administration then. And let's see how this pans out in the coming days. A lot of people want to get to the end of this Zani case once and for all.
Yeah.
And also other cases of corruption, let's see how it pans out, and allegations of corruption. Take, for instance, the Ayabello debacle, back and forth, we're getting increasingly closer to court dates. And let's see how he's going to honor the court process and see how that pans out also. But most importantly, I think the most important thing we should work on that we've not worked on is corruption deterrence. What makes it so easy for people to come and put their hands in the cookie and all of that, and the poor performance we have across levels of governance. I think those are the things we need to really tackle that we have not really looked at. And if we don't look at that, we're not going anywhere as a nation.
Hello, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. So which other of the headlines would you want to take a look at now? Do you want to look at these figures that they are calling out for as allowances, constituency allowance, these salaries, a lot of money they are calling for? The Punch has that story. I don't know if you caught it, if you can take a look at it. that the federal and state governments earmarked 673.94 billion naira for the national and state assemblies as well as their related agencies in the 2024 budget. A lot of money, yeah?
It is shocking that they are marking a lot of money until today. The Committee on National Minimum Wage has not come out with a resolution. And if Labour starts again, they will say Labour is not kind and all of that. So what's supposed to be the priority? It's not supposed to be the priority of the workers. You see, this government has shown many times how much it doesn't even care. They were supposed to announce a new minimum wage on May Day. That has elapsed. As we speak, workers are still collecting that 30K. No solution except for the goodwill of the likes of Obaseki that pays 70K. Solution to the problems. And you, National Assembly and State Assembly, to spend 724 billion. And these are people that they will go there, they will feed part of the states. They don't even really make laws that affect the people positively. They will still make money through oversight committees and all of that, juicy committees. And they become fatter in the end at the expense of the people. Now they say they want to build library, e-library. They want to have library. They want to have a hospital. What about the National Hospital? Yeah? You know, we don't have a National Assembly library. Why don't they give them an e-library and load the books up and put it in the app for them? So that if you want to read any book on legislation, you go to the website and you go and get the book and download it and read it. They just want to be gulping money every way possible. These guys don't have any human feelings for Nigerians.
They say in total, the 784 members will be costing their states about 4.19 billion naira in salary and 10.17 billion naira in allowances. States that are struggling.
And at the expense of all of this are the people that are suffering. The people that have nothing. The people now that will be faced with over 34% inflation. Inflation numbers are going to come out this week. You will see, inflation keeps growing. We can't nip inflation in the bud. Inflation is the biggest taxation on income. And that's what we're having. But our leaders are not even thinking about us. They're so concerned about the National Assembly. So, you see, you can see for the upturn time that these people don't care. They don't even have us in their consciousness at all. They don't even think about the plight of the suffering Nigerians. And that's why we keep telling people, your vote matters in an election. And also, your greed too, you must show your greed. Because all these people, there are people that are supporting them because of their greed. And I'm looking, can you really build a nation this way? Or you want an absolute collapse? Anyway, some ray of good news. I think President Tinubu now understands the pain of a lot of people. So he said he's not going ahead with this cybersecurity something. Anyway, there were many cases in court already. People were already disgruntled. Because how can you put a cybersecurity levy at a time people are suffering? And today too, the NLC will be picketing some NERC offices because of this electricity tariff. I bought electricity, 20,000, and he gave me 90 units. And you're wondering, what is happening? How much are people earning? The so-called band-aid, you are not getting the band-aid lights. So there are many challenges everywhere. And people don't even care about the sufferings and the sad times a lot of people are going through. Especially our leaders. And that's why you see all this pain, this avarice, this injustice we talk about every day. It stares at them in the face. And you see, that's why during the elections, we're calling for presidential debates. If President Tinubu had came out to debate and he had enunciated that this is how we do it, maybe we would have challenged some of the ideas and said, no, see it this way. But they don't respect you enough to debate. And they will say that debate we go shop, now statistics we go shop. But look at the country now, grinding gradually to a halt. We're telling them about sustainability of the naira. Where is the naira today? It's inching up again to 1,500. The naira has now become one of the worst performing currencies. It's a ding-dong affair now, the volatility. And you see, if there's anything the currency does not want, is volatility. So all the things we told them about are the things that are now happening. Energy prices alone soared by 70%. The cost of manufacturing soared in the first quarter. And when manufacturing costs soars, definitely you're going to have an increase in inflation. Because they will have to augment. They will pass on the cost to you and I. So increasingly, it's now a regime of high cost and high prices of commodities. And like I say, inflation is the greatest tax a poor man pays. So I keep asking this government, which way Nigeria? But they said they have economic eggheads. They should. And if President Tinubu sees that many of his people are not performing, they should be forthright enough to come out and say it. And you should change them. Today, now Standard Bank is projecting $5 billion inflow. That's not enough. Look at the liquidity ratio now, it has dropped. Because you see, we have increased high bond yields. We have also collected debt on the high bond yields through the open market operation. We have about 1 trillion to pay. So the finances is in a dire strait as we speak today. Okay. And if we don't look at it critically, then nothing will work for us.
Okay, I wanted to bring you to another point where I think this, to me, is good. The Rivers crisis, where it said that the president is not going to take sides with anybody in this matter. And the only time he's going to say something or really do something will be if there is any attempt to frustrate the operations of the Rivers state government in conducting its affairs that will be beneficial to the people of the state. What do you think?
After he has scattered everything, now he's saying he doesn't take sides.
Tell me.
When he told a governor to sign a death warrant in a very nasty deal, he did not know that time. President Tinubu did not know that time.
Yeah, well, maybe he has changed his mind.
What changing of mind? Was that deal supposed to be the deal in the first place? As a president, are you not supposed to stand for your governor? If he was the one that somebody brought that kind of deal to when he was governor of Lagos, will he sign it? At first, as a president, you are supposed to stand with the constitution. You're supposed to stand with the constitution. But you were fighting for the right of lawmakers that defected in the first place. Those were part of your deal as Mr. President now. Well, you should have stood firm and said, once you defect, but because they defected to your political party and you want political gains in Rivers, you didn't say anything. Now, your deal that you forced the man to sign, it didn't work now. The problem has continued. Now, you are trying to wriggle your way out of it by saying, no, I'm not going to put mouth. But why did you put mouth in the first place? Why, I ask? You complicated the matter. Why couldn't you talk to the dramatics personnel wiki and say, okay, let this guy do his administration. His governor is governor. You can't change it. If he was treated like that by somebody, anyway, you couldn't have even treated President Tinubu that way. If he's that one, I will give it to him. He was a man that stood for himself. Even when Obasanjo tried it, he played Obasanjo out. And that's why you see that when when PDP were winning all the Southwest states, they didn't win Lagos. I give him his kudos for that. See, me, I'm a empirical analyst. Tinubu is a very good politician, very good tactical politician. Give it to him. You can't deny that. Governance, yes, he has challenges and, doing things he ought to do. The country is suffering on it. But that's not political. So you give it to him. But now that he has complicated the matter, now he said he doesn't want to put his hand. But he has complicated the matter now. As a president and a defender of the rule of law, he should have stood for the rule of law.
Right.
Most of the even allowed them to sign the first were unconstitutional, were anti the constitution. You said he should recognize lawmakers that defected. You as a president, you said that. then you should go against the constitution. That's why the Rivers elders took him to court in the first place now. So now that it has seen that he has bolted in his face, then he's now trying to back down. No. He has made the mistake in the first place. And let's call it speed the way it has to be said.
All right, Rufai, thank you.
If he wanted
to
do
finish
well,
your line.
He should have told, if he wanted to do it well in the first place and wanted to earn his honor and integrity, he should have told Mr. Wiki that Mr. Wiki, leave this man, he's already governor. Let him be. You are FCT, focus on your work. That's what a true leader does. But because of his own political calculation, let's call it speed a speed.
All right, Rufai, thank you very much. But before you go, just say a big hello to Ejiro is already here. Ejiro, good morning.
My sister,
hello, good morning.
Thank you. God bless you from back and center.
God bless you too.
Front, back, center. Inflation will not inflate you.
Amen.
Amen. We don't inflate any of us.
Amen.
All right, Rufai, have a beautiful day.
All right, my bro.
Okay, take care. All right. Ejiro, morning. How are you today?
That's Sister Cordelia, I'll call you this morning.
Hey, sister.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear
sister.
Masasa. Masasa Maria.
Okay, very good.
Maybe you can just take a cue from where Rufai just left off just now. This wiki thing and Fubara and the presidency saying we're not going to, interfere except people start disturbing things that will benefit the people.
See, I think Rufai hit the nail on the head, right? So when decisions are to be made, tactically speaking, politically speaking, right, it is only expected that if the leader does not manage the pawns he moves on the chessboard, right, he may destroy a knight that he's not supposed to destroy, who would have emerged a queen or a king. And when they become queens and king, if you do not also manage that, right, your little minor pawns that you have scattered here and there thinking they will be strategic will actually come back to haunt you. So there's a difference between making a political move and then respecting the constitutional right enshrined for a governor of a state to carry out his duties. Whether Wike likes it or not, he is the past emperor. He is no longer the living emperor. He does not have the power of the state embedded within his powers anymore. Fubara is the one on seat. And if he had underestimated Fubara earlier on, thinking because the guy do yes sir, and Nigerians are very good at liking people who are very subservient, who pretend before them. They don't like honest people who would challenge them to their faces. So when somebody has presented themselves to you and you're now getting angry that now that power has entered their hand, you assume that their positioning and their decision making and their approach and where their vision is going is not in alignment with yours, then you should understand that you have to play a different kind of game. The politics you play to win a seat is not the same politics you play to sustain the seat. The strategies have to change. So that's on that one for that matter. So quickly, I want to go into this matter of this electricity impact and how it's affecting us. I cannot understand for the life of me how the federal government will be listening to people like IMF, who is telling them to remove subsidy from the electricity tariff. Who is IMF to come and be talking in our matter? How did we give IMF that kind of permission to tell us how to inflict suffering and oppression and pain amongst Nigerians using an electricity tariff that does not make sense? How can the average price of diesel move from 800 in the first quarter of 2023 to twice its price at 1,600 in the first quarter of 2024 within 1 year? What kind of year inflation is that one? And you're telling the federal government to remove subsidy from tariff? The subsidy tariff from electricity. Who are you? And then the average energy supply to manufacturers that used to be around 12 hours, right, has dropped to 8.5 hours a day. We're saying that Nigeria is already not a production production country. So we don't export enough. Now you are seeing manufacturers, indigenous people, trying their very best to come out to see how they can add value to the Nigerian space. Make in Nigerian goods, patronize Nigerian product and services. And then you have the audacity to not only drop the amount of light that they are already supposed to have, you now have to increase the tariff upon it. Are you human at all? So the federal government should take time, and the state governors too, they should begin to sit up. The Electricity Bill Act have made it clear that they too can generate electricity for their states. So it's time they even begin to think into these IPP projects. I know, for example, in Delta State, the entire new secretariat that they have, right, is powered by IPP. Yeah, if you go there, if you see how AC they blow out the offices, everybody they stay for office again because AC too much. You understand? So these projects are there. So we have opportunity to do these things. So state government should not even be looking at federal government again. You already have the Electricity Act that gives you power. Even as individuals too, individuals can begin to generate their power. So I think we should come to a point where we want to destabilize the entire discourse. These people are not useful to us because one, the method in which we enable Nigerians to manage the electricity, they don't want to make it happen. The provision of prepaid cards and meters, they don't want to provide it. Because the truth is, if you leave Nigerians to use their prepaid card judiciously, people not going to spend 1,000 or 4,000 naira a month for prepaid for light. You understand me? But you don't want that to happen. You hoard the prepaid meters, you deny people the prepaid meters right to have access to electricity. You want to be collecting estimated bills so that you can put it directly into your pocket rather than generate revenue that goes directly into the business. So this was on their own, they have a problem. Those are the issues that we need to really tackle. Not to mention the fact that they are not even holding their staff accountable who are engaged in all this nefarious activity of making sure that the prepaid are not supplied. The estimated billing are continued, which is against the law, and they are supposed to be fined, sent to jail, and dealt with accordingly. So make we talk that matter. That's a big one, and I'm happy that Labour is trying to paralyze the power sector, whatever that English means, on the headline on the Guardian. But the bottom line is Labour too has become complicit. A situation where our unions play politics with the union is why we are where we are today. Until they realize that you cannot play politics with this union, that the labor is exactly what the labor is for the people employed, so that they are protected against the power and abuse of politicians and the politics played within the corridors of power. That is their job. So if they're always looking for how to get juicy appointments in future by using the labor platform as an opportunity to grandstand and be relevant politically speaking, then they have missed the boat. And their members too, among themselves, this is their behavior they have, where they snitch on each other, where they betray the process, where they sabotage things that shouldn't be where they are currently. They need to begin to work on themselves. Okay, so that one is for me on the Guardian.
All right. Let's take a look at this Okoma Ewu thing, where the governor worked behind closed doors, the army left, and they said they were going to have an IDP camp for them in Ewu and all that. The people said, no, we are going back to our homes. And immediately they said the soldiers had cleared out. They went straight back home and intercepted a lot of people who had come to steal roofing sheets, iron rods, and so on. You heard what happened the other time. And they're saying, no, we're not doing that. If you want to set up an IDP camp for us, set it up inside our community here, because some of us don't have places to sleep. What do you think about their stance?
But I am with them all the way. As a matter of fact, the fact that they did not even allow the governor at that time during the 54 period siege by the army, I do say at the end of the day now, we didn't even see what the army went there to do. Have they really resolved the problem? So they only went to compound issues. And for goodness sake, what do you need IDP camp for? I don't know who advised the governor to create an IDP camp, because that is something that you create in an extreme case. And Okwama's case was not even to that point, except because they blew it out of proportion. But besides that, let us realize that this is about people's lives, people in their community. You cannot upstage them from their community when there is no war in their community. The level of the disagreement has not even reached to that crisis level where you want to create an IDP camp in the first place. As a matter of fact, what the governor should have done at that point in time, and everybody around him, was to ensure that, one, the people themselves, the properties that were burnt, owners were identified properly. It's very easy. There's nothing hard to do there. They are properly identified, then they are duly compensated and provided support. But to ask them to leave their community and then you put an IDP camp outside of their community, that is not a proper communications development strategy. So they got it wrong there.
Edro, you see something they said here. They said our governor Borowere, who we praise for getting the soldiers out of our community, may not understand our predicament, but we beg him to forgive us, as we do not intend to move to the AU IDP camp. And that they had raised an alarm that people are looting our farms, looting our fish traps and so on. They were not believed until what happened now happened. So they are saying, forgive us, but we will not go there. let's do the right thing. Anyway, we wish them the very best as they settle in, and I hope that a decent conclusion is reached. Now, finally, Adriel, we have to wrap up so we can have the people join us, which will be the last story we'll be looking at.
Now, my side is a bit rush well.
Not be my fault, so I cannot put it. Don't worry, timing will change soon. Timing will change. People don't call, won't even beat me or say that they take their time. No vex. So. All right,
I thank them very well.
All right, go ahead.
So I like the fact, say, although the gist over the weekend, say Meghan Markle come Nigeria, she can't identify with her roots in Nigeria. So my people, let us understand something. Nigeria, we are everything. As we are as a people, we don't know who we be. We don't know how people, they look us, they rate us, they hire us outside here. We are the most populous African country. Not only that, one of the most creative, productive, exciting, stimulating, engaging, kind of people that people want to be around. Our energy no get part you. So for the lady to come to want to identify with her roots in Nigeria, for goodness sake, that tells you that since 1960, and I'm telling people now, you are a Nigerian since 1960. You are a Nigerian since 1960. You are a Nigerian. Although me, from my point of view, as far as I'm concerned, since before the ancestors, I have been in this part of the world, and this is where I belong as it is. So I need to change that identity. So make we understand, say, when we accept who we be as Nigerians, this space, what they call Nigeria, is a beautiful space. This space, they give us everything we need. Make we they respect this space, they treat them well, and then begin to treat ourselves with dignity and more respect. Why I say this, because Nigeria go work when we want to make them work. And it goes back to the fact that when time for votes don't come, make when they sit down for house, they watch TV, they play football, they gossip up and down, they sleep and they complain only. On that day of election, make una they go out. Part of the challenge where Oyibo discover, we say nowadays, if you discover himself, they say going forward, the goal of the way elections are going to be run is that they are going to be bought. And the only reason why elections will be bought from behind the scenes is because people know that there's something called voters' apathy. There's disinterest in voting. So when the numbers are few, it's easy to manipulate the numbers. But when people go out in large numbers, it is very difficult. And then make we as people understand that, look, whether we like it or not, right, we need to recall non-performing legislative members at the House of Assembly or even governors. If your legislator need to legislate well, you get the power to remove them. If your governor need to do well, you get the power to remove governor through your legislator via the process of impeachment if they are not performing, vote of no confidence. So make we understand, say, for government to work, you have to engage the governance processes. And the governance processes means that your name should be in the documentation, in the database of the entire governance processes. And that is why during recall, the only way recall will happen now when your name and your signature, they inside INEC portal. So if your name and signature not the INEC portal, you cannot recall a non-performing legislator or even a governor, as the case may be, so that they will all sit up. That's what I go talk this morning.
You know what, Ejiro, so I won't have bad dreams this night. They pursue me with cutlass. Let's what do you say about this particular story? It made the front pages today. The father who had his kid out there online, there was this brouhaha online about it. He takes very nasty pictures of his kids and put them up that she's a model. Some of it, the child is like she's 4 years old. Some she's wearing tongs, moving out there. Some other ones she's twerking for men, for grown people. And he said, oh please, she's a model now. He has been taken into custody. Quick one, what will be your reaction to that? Because and guess what, when people were saying ban that page, it was receiving more followers.
You see, this is the thing with Nigerians. We like shenanigans that are nasty, and that is a reflection of how nasty we are, to mentally and psychologically speaking. When I was in Netherlands, there was an incident that happened. A lady was part of a group of WhatsApp, and then she shared a picture of a naked child, right? And instantly, people reported her. Do you know they had access? The police, they had access to that portal, the WhatsApp portal where that person was. And quickly they detected her, found her out, and they jailed her. Guess who this person is that they jailed? She's a Nigerian. Why was she jailed? Because she has a disregard for the rule of law of not only the Child Rights Act, which Nigeria has ratified and accepted and even domesticated. So anybody with a share picture of children, where they naked, where they underage, where they dress inappropriately, and they share up and now you see those people, they follow those people. If police know what they're supposed to they do, and all the child rights CSOs and the NGOs, they know what they're supposed to do, including EFCC and Women Affairs, as well as the Ministry of Education. All of them will go over to that site to create.
Hello? Uh-oh. Okay, the network did a little something there. Sorry about that. Okay, Jiro, if you can hear me, the network just cut it off. Can't hear anything from your end anymore.
Put a child labor into that kind of space. So anybody where they follow now, I advise you, unfollow that group and do not share that picture or that story. I don't know how many groups I don't enter where I don't tell them today or throughout yesterday over the weekend. Delete this picture. Stop sharing this picture of naked children dancing or twerking or wearing thongs. Stop it. The lady here 12. Now where police go begin hold that they go know how far.
Thank you so much, Ejiro Mokoro, for telling us that bit and for sharing your thoughts with us today. Have a beautiful week, yeah, and stay safe.
All right, you too, everyone. Greetings to everyone. Take care.
Bye-bye. You're listening to VOP 90.3 FM in the city of Lagos. This is a part where we'll now do our own. You join us in your own analysis. You take any of the stories we've talked about from the papers this morning. You focus on anyone you want to talk about, and we do it in 90 seconds so we can have more people come in. The number you'll be calling is 0700 903 903 903, and you could also call on WhatsApp, which turns out to be a lot clearer, 0817-175-6338. You could also send your messages there too. But before we do that, let's take a quick breather.
Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed anti-hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's law.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
All right, when you call us, you please turn down the volume on your radio set, and we'll go straight to the point because we have our time all spelled out. And we'll start first from the WhatsApp. Let's take your messages on WhatsApp. You sent some in already, and I'll be starting with you. Okay, my cursor is misbehaving. It's running away. It's back now. From HRH, BC Woko, the governor of Enugu State is gradually becoming a silent achiever. The development he has so far attracted to Enugu State are really encouraging. I urge him to do everything possible to see that Enugu State is safe for investors and for the people of Enugu State. Kudos to him. Blessed new week to everybody. I wish you the same. In Rivers State, which of the governor has visited EFCC for questioning, past and present? That is a question that has been asked, and I really don't know. That was from you, Mr. Adewale. Good morning to you too. Prince Ayotek from Arena Market. It's a beautiful Monday. You say, let's go and make the money. Amen. Mr. President don't have to intervene in the issues of River State. Mr. Wike is reaping what he sowed. Yes, I concur with Obasanjo that Nigeria is not difficult to govern if we have men of integrity in the government. Adeleke should give Osun people what they deserve. He knows how they voted for him and stood by him. The federal government is contributing to the suffering of Nigeria. On the May Day, federal government ought to announce the new minimum wage. Some states in North paid 18,000 naira. It's only Governor Basaki that pays 70k. Even the 70,000 naira family of 4, tell me how will they cope with this bad economy? May God save his people in this country. Amen. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine. We can calling you from Isolo Kingdom.
Welcome, you can go ahead.
Yeah, a living ant is better than a dead lion. The IMF is telling Nigerian government to remove subsidies from electricity. I have never heard when those groups advise the government to do good things for the benefit of the people. They are always after the bad situation for the people, which is not fair. And I want to say that the government should not be listening to all those things if they really mean well for the country. Whatever happens, they should do something that will bring succor to the people. Electric tariff, no gas, no fuel, no road. Nothing is working. It's very, very pathetic. They should do something that is... I've always said, this is the only time the Tinubu have the opportunity to correct so many things that is wrong in this country. Buhari ruled this country for 8 years. If it's not taken, things might not really go well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have your message here. Nigeria is complex but not complicated. All right. What happened to that message? Okay, I got you back. Franco Nero from the US. Nigeria is complex but not complicated to be effectively governed. The present governor of Abia State is clearly showing Nigerians that good governance is not rocket science. When we allow the worst of us to rule the best of us, the result is corruption, criminality, maladministration, and incompetence at all levels. Only in religion to choose the best of us will continue to lament. May God help and heal our land. Franco Nero from the US. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Cordelia.
Morning. Turn down the volume on the radio set. Always remember that.
No, it has gone. It has gone.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
Peter Oman says my name from Shomolu.
Welcome. Go ahead.
Cordelia, Nigeria may be complex, but it's not difficult to govern. I stand on that because do you know that like we H0 had enumerated who we are, resilient, hardworking, and then peaceful and smiling people. The point here for me is that on this statement, you know what Nigerians need? Just give them electricity like before. Just give them security to go to their farm and do their work. Just give them, fuel at affordable price. That's how we were living our life. We didn't bother about how much was stolen by the government functionaries. We didn't bother about how much the government was spending on National Assembly. We are just very simple. Just give us the basic things of life. And then we are good to go. We don't worry you. But now when the government discover that you don't give people electricity and you want to charge them for darkness, no, Nigeria will revolt. When Nigeria find out that they don't have security, okay, look at what is happening at Okwama now. So, IDP camp is also coming to the south. Something that is happening in the north. You think Nigerians should keep quiet on that? I want to ask this question. In the north, people are living in IDP camp because of the activities of Boko Haram terrorists. Then south now, Nigerians want to live in IDP camps because of the activities of Nigerian army. Then tell me, what is the difference between Boko Haram and Nigerian army to the north and to the south?
Well, there's a big difference. I think things were, they were sorting out some things. Maybe they did that in a way we may not have liked, but they were doing some of those things legally. And I think there is a huge difference between them and the terrorists. Thank you for your contribution. Okay, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Madam Cordelia.
Welcome. How are you?
Fine, ma. You can never on the line, please.
All right, welcome.
Yeah, ma. First of all, I want to comment about River State.
Okay.
You see, there's a proverb in our land, in Igbo land, it says, "Okay, solungwele, mamiri, namiri ga koke naro, oyaka ungwele."
That's true.
Let me put it in English so that everybody will understand that. You see, if rat throw lizard go play for inside rain, lizard in body go dry fast, but rat go remain inside wet and they die inside wet too. That's what is coming to happen to this week issue. Lagos is not river state. Lagos is not river. Somebody succeed at Lagos with that kind of character. He can't succeed with that kind of character at rivers there. So if you give these people peace to reign, to live, I mean to say. Because somebody already give you power, all the results is usurp you this way. Why are you usurping this young man this way? What is your problem? Rivers, is it your property or your father property? They should give human beings respect, you. If you have power, does not mean you will be fooling around with that power. You use the power to bless people, not to curse people.
Thank you very much. Use the power to bless people, not to cage people. Let's quickly take some messages now from YouTube. The Frankie Dixon cybersecurity levy was an unwarranted tax on the poor people of Nigeria. The government can provide jobs for the people but want to continue to overtax the unemployed. SERAP must continue with the case. Good morning from ATL. Ola Dewale, you're saying, in Rivers State, which of the governors has visited EFCC for questioning the past and present? And he also said that how many journalists speak boldly like Mr. Rufai at VOP Forum, Ms. Cordelia, and that's my lady guest is Ejiro, who just stated the fact as well. Who will speak the truth to power in Nigeria, if not the journalists? You go on to say some other things. The conversation continues there. I have yours, Austrian page, Ubaja. Good morning, VOP family. May we hear good news from Nigeria. Nigerians, go out for all that belong to you. No politician is for you, you say there. And Maxwell, good morning to you too. Ife Inkem Wobodo. Smash the like button, great people. All right, do like the page, share, and do subscribe and follow on all social media platforms. Good. A lot of other messages I hear too. Some of them I don't really get some of it. Mama Obasu, you said good morning, Sister Cordelia. Wike is a problem of River States. In a civilized world, Wike is supposed to be in jail. Ajayi boy, good morning, ma'am. It baffles me every day that Tinubu APC are taking Nigerians where they don't know. While Nigerians continue moping, nothing works in Nigeria. Okay. All right. Let's leave there. You're asking for something I shouldn't be reading on the air. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Turn down the volume on your radio. Good morning. Your radio. All right, you have to call us back and turn down the volume on your radio before we can take your call. If not, it will mess up everything. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine. This is Tony from Kaduna.
Tony from Kaduna, welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, it is good that talking about politics all the time. But it's a shame that most, as you say it, most past emperors still want to maintain their emperorship, if there is any English like that. But that's just by the way, because I'm not interested in politics of this country.
Okay, so which of the stories do you want to talk about? Okay, it has gone off. Good morning, Cordelia. Jude from Ajawa Estate. Funny enough, some of these leaders are very educated people who have a lot to offer to the country, but have allowed personal greed to cloud their good sense of reasoning. Rufai is on point with this analysis. IMF only cares about what they will gain from Nigeria, and their intentions is to keep Nigeria as a third world nation. People are suffering, and the government is still making policies that will sink them in poverty. Fubara is now beginning to understand the power of incumbency. Okay, all right, I think this thing is blocked. Power of incumbency, a typical case of what goes around comes around. Thank God. Have a great day. All right, okay, I have you on the line now. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. May we know your name and where you're calling from?
This is Tony from Kaduna.
All right, Tony, you've spent some of your time so quickly. Which of the topics are you looking at? Go ahead.
All right, I will still talk about the security of this country. I just want the federal government, state government to put their heads together and make sure that people live peace and in unity. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much. Good morning. All right, and I have
good morning.
Oh, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Cordelia. Yeah,
Good
this
morning.
is Joshua from Germany.
Welcome, Joshua.
Good morning.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you. You know, last week we talked about IMF or whatever it's called.
Yes.
Just forget those people. And also, whenever I call, I always tell you about law and order. And also, I talk about history. You see the short clips that is flying over on the video. How the former governor of Rivers State, how he talk about those people who defect, they will lose their seat whether they can produce any vote. You know what is that? That is a history. I think the YouTube keep that. You see, one thing I know is that bad behavior is like a flat tire. Unless you fix it. If you don't fix it, that car is not going anywhere. That is just it. Only one can fix that in the law. The end of it now, they find out that there is no way escape of it, then the president have pulled out from it. You see, that is the truth. Let us tell ourselves the truth. If the law is not there, the country will never work. That is why the two pilots cannot fly about 200 or 300 people on the plane. It is the autopilot that power the engine. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good day. From Evans, aka Elder General from Ishari Oshu, Fubara should invoke all the powers within him to stand firm in River State. IMF can't decide for us in what to do. I don't even understand whether they are with us or against us. NEPA should be providing transformers in much congested areas, because when the transformers are worn out, is our president back? You be the sleep? Of course he's back now. Olusegun Aderoju from Satellite Town. Good morning to you too. You're saying that government policies are meant to make life better, but the case in Nigeria is rather quite unfortunate. Power, health, and so many of the present administration's policies are making life uncomfortable. For the River State issue, I don't believe the statement coming from Mr. President. My advice to the governor is to be wise enough. All right, 0700 903 903 903 is the number. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Cordelia.
Good morning, Mr. Osifo. Go ahead.
God bless you, ma'am. My name is Peter Osifo. I'm calling from Abounds in Cotton. On Rivers, I want to quickly say that emotions are rising. I think we are still in a 2023 election, especially the presidential election. To me, it is very unfortunate that the news are not yet seen. However, the federal government has said that they will not participate in this crisis anymore. I don't blame them, because the first one they did, they said it was a political solution, not constitutional. So let it be like that. But if the militants or other centrifugal forces want to take advantage of this, then the president should declare a state of emergency in that place. With that as it may, I still believe that there is still room for Fubara to make history in Nigeria by resigning honorably as the first governor who will do so in Nigeria.
Osifo.
Otherwise, he's impeached.
Osifo, hold on. Do you see state of emergency in your dreams every night you sleep? Every time you talk about Rivers, a state of emergency. There are places who have so many big issues. It's not been declared. What is your interest in Rivers that you keep asking for? You are from Edo State too. When they had the problems in Edo State, did they have state of emergency there? So why is that an option for you? In 10 seconds, answer for me. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
It's very different, because Rivers produces the crude oil. Most of the crude oil Nigeria depends on in the international community.
So because of what benefits you, you are looking for a way out. No, because of what benefits you.
Because people are working towards that. They want to cause problems in River State. So to make Rivers State ungovernable and Nigeria in general ungovernable, which is very wrong. So that is my own.
Thank you. Okay, I get you. Thank you very much. You see what he just said? That is how a lot of people in this country behave. Once it doesn't benefit you, you don't care. But once something is coming from that location and it benefits you, you go all out. So make sure you find a solution. that was a rather selfish talk. Peter, think about it. Well, anyway, I doubt if the president's going to do that. Hello, good morning. This will be the last call.
Good morning, madam.
Morning.
Please, I don't have much to say than to say, please, madam. I was surprised now that this man called to preach from the Edo State.
Hello, what happened? Okay. I will take just one more call. If you're going to talk about somebody, that won't work. Talk about the topic. I've addressed them. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, my sister. Good morning, Cordelia.
Morning. Your name?
I'm Mayor, calling from Ikotegbe, Mayor.
All right, Mayor. Which of the topics are you looking at? I have to move on to the next thing now.
No, exactly. The way your analysis started this morning, about the vote or no vote. What happened last election? What happened? Didn't you vote in Bass? At the end, what happened? Go and vote. People are shouting that. At the end of the day, does our vote count?
And the thing is, we won't give
election
up.
In Nigeria.
We won't give up. It's when we give up,
continue.
Finishers. Yes.
Continue. After voting, the INEC and the judiciary do their bidding. For how long will you continue to do? How long? Everybody stood up to vote their choice. At the end, the judiciary and INEC taught everything.
Okay,
so that's our hope.
Sorry.
I beg you, we don't have this country. We don't tire. We don't tire.
According to my Yoruba people, for our ballet. All right, for our ballet. Let's quickly read messages now. No more call. I'll be joining Toyin more shortly, and but I'll take your messages from Ikoto Igbe. Mayor, you said good morning. You people are talking of vote. No, don't catch us. Do our votes count? The one who we voted last. What was the result? When I tried to edit smaller, you said the same thing as the last caller just said. For our ballet, don't be angry. This your analyst Ejiro de Nigeria at all. She talks like a visitor in Nigeria. She talk about removing office holders in Nigeria. Who you want remove? Nigeria will never work since. Okay, Casey, you don't come again. Those who are Wike supporters are enemies of Nigeria. There is no way the law of karma will not visit Wike. Harry Ogada from Palm Grove, Bukonla from Mafuluku. Have a great day ahead to you too. You said let's ask the federal government and the army what exactly their interest in Okwama community is. Why would they want to take them to IDP camp? Them never tell us the truth. Well, we'll find out soon. From Shashawajo Sadebe, you have this one. The governor of Delta State is not doing well in this Okwama debacle. He should assert himself as the chief security officer of the state by moving in and providing health facilities and security for the town. On River State, Fubara should serve the 27 former legislators quit notice to leave the quarters immediately, sponsor rivals to prepare and await INEC by elections. And have yours. Good morning to you too. You said, permit me to use these words. I won't check them if the words they offensive. I don't use them. Against, okay. Only mercurial wisdom and radical approach can compensate it. You're talking about against the stupidity that is in fashion in River State among Wike's progenies. Only mercurial wisdom and radical approach can compensate it. A fear of a mistake or mistakes or an action is just another way of procrastinating doomsday. Fubara must sedate these idiosyncrasies. Peter from Germany. And Odugbeson Kayode from Jakonde Estate Solo. Madam Cordelia, morning to you too. This government should do something urgently. We can't continue like this. A plastic paint of Gary is 4,000 naira. We can't continue like this. I got a minute more to go before I join Toyimo. Good morning, Cordelia. Mr. Jude from Okota, you're asking a question. Why should IMF advise who called himself... Let's take that again. Why should IMF advise the president of a nation? Doesn't it mean that the president is not dependent on himself? Why can't he take the advice of the people? Is governing instead? Well, IMF will not call them now, so them they do. Thank you. All right, let's take this down. You have your messages here. They're rather long, and you're not picking any topic to talk about. You just have various thoughts there, and that'll be that for this morning. We'll do it again tomorrow morning, but right now let's take on Tony Moore. She'll be joining us from the UK. We'll be looking at what the diaspora is doing to help Nollywood, the kind of work they are doing there, and on the tail of the AMVCA awards. We're not there yet. Immediately she signs in, we're going to have her join us. So while we wait, maybe I'll just take this call that has been nagging to come on. Hello, how are you? Good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Ifeanyi.
Ifeanyi, go ahead.
Hello. Please, I want to talk about this rivers issue.
All right, go ahead.
What I want to say now, is it after 4 years now, people will now be telling Fubara that he didn't do well? Why the person that is causing the problem is dead? Does it mean that Wike is too bigger than everybody? I could remember after the tenure of Amechi, I didn't think Amechi took the first step than Wike, what Wike is doing now. Will he have peace when he was ruling? In fact, after Amechi left office for him, he was even the one who was attacking Amechi's convoy then. But why will he come at this time to allow this young man to rule Rivers? He refused, frustrating him, causing problems here and there, and he look as if nothing can be happened to him. Nobody is above the law, whatever. I don't understand. That is the one. And secondly, is about all these taxes issue. Please, they should advise this our rulers or government. They should please have mercy on Nigerians. This thing is too much. You know, one thing is that they will announce it that they want to collect us or do whatever in something. Before they announce it, they have already started it. Immediately he entered office, what happened? All the telecoms, all of them are using one code. Why did they do it? Is it not VAT? Is it not taxes? Tax here, tax there, tax here. Did they want to kill everybody? If they kill everybody, would they be the one to live in the country? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ifeanyi, for that. And I have you on on YouTube, Machex Cheesy. You said it was wrong to make Wike the Minister of FCT, which is equivalent to being a governor. You feel that turns out to be a third term. Austrian Page Ugbaja, you're wondering about the state of emergency. Usifo once declared, don't worry, I don't tell and say how far. We do so when they were saying, do not be Lagos. Anyway, one thing that actually bothers me is the fact that the former governor goes on stage and says it was a mistake we made in 2023. We'll correct that mistake. And you tell people who are kind of against the law with what they have done that don't worry, nobody can remove you, and they're smiling like good when they treat for Christmas Day food. What I don't really understand why is happening, because I think it's completely wrong. What is being done in River State right now is completely out of order. And the presidency has said that we're not going to interfere except people start disturbing the things that will benefit the people of the state. I think everything already is disturbing the people of the state. People are uneasy. Peace is disturbed in that state. The governor is not really concentrating as much as he should. He's already affecting activities and developmental activities of the state. So what are we talking about? I think the president, whatever should be done properly. And I am one of those who believe that the former governor should be called to order, because I'm wondering myself, what does he have on everybody? Does he have something that we do not know on everybody? Let's have you now join us. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Madam Cordelia.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine. My name is Gordon, calling you from Iba.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, my take this one on the issue of, let me just speak it generally, the hardship in the country, Nigeria.
Okay, is there a headline you want to use to back this up? Because, we're looking at the papers, there must be...
I'm using at the issue of tax, the issue of tax, What they call it? The party they withdraw, they have suspended, the presidency have suspended. So the issue, because when they...
Hello? All right, that one went off. Maybe you could try calling back. And as I said, immediately we're able to connect with our guests for the day. We'll use whatever time is left to quickly talk and find out. For those of you who are wondering, let's come back to the front pages. TUC, NLC, they are planning a shutdown, a lockdown today. And I don't know if it's going to affect electricity supply or not, but we'll find out, because they say they'll be resuming at those offices. Turn down the volume on your radio set. They'll be resuming at the office of NERC. Good morning. And the discos.
How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
My name is Mary. I'm fine. I'm first time.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, you see, still on this river issue. I think people should call UK to order. Like somebody said, it's not about the law. If he wants to protect this democracy, let him come out with his principles. I know that we don't have it. But before I continue, let me just, I don't know if you can help me answer this question.
Okay, I have 30 seconds left because my guest is already online. Okay, go ahead.
Is there any other system of government apart from democracy that we can choose? So this one is not working for Nigeria.
Okay, we'll find an answer. Let's find a day to discuss this. Actually, is democracy working for Nigeria? But I don't really think there's another format better than democracy. Hi, good morning, Tony.
Hi, morning.
How are you today? You good?
Very well, thank you.
And how is the UK treating the whole world this morning?
It's very warm.
Nice.
We're very grateful for that. Yes.
Okay. All right. Toyi Moore is joining us from the UK, and she's a movie producer, writer, director, everything put together, and also a broadcaster. And we said, Toyi, let's quickly look at this. You watched the MVCA yesterday, yeah?
I did see bits and pieces from the different blogs. It looked so colorful.
Yeah, and quite lovely too. And the question that been running around my head was a topic we decided to look at this morning, and that is the your video has disappeared. Can you open your camera? Yeah, because we would like to see you too. And we're looking at the issue right now is the diaspora had a lot to do with some of the nominations, some of the productions, either as executive producers or they were part of cast and so on. So far, so good. How has the diaspora contributed to the growth of that industry itself? Because it's a huge industry right now.
I would say that it has contributed in no small means, you know. Even looking at the film Breath of Life, that took away so many, I would even say carted away almost all the categories. It was partly shot in London, you know, Oxford, you know. It was partly shot in Oxford or some parts of England, you know, even though it was depicted as Oxford. You know, they did some establishment shots of Oxford and swimming pool and things like that. And even the story, you know, the treatment of the story, it was someone that came in from a missionary, so to speak, from England, you know, is almost similar to the film that we just shot. You will see that the quality of production was super high. You know, it felt so good to see a Nigerian story told across continents, you know, and some of the actors, in fact, I would say two of the major actors are Black British actors who transitioned to Nigeria, Wale Ojo and Genevieve, you know, they're both based here. You know, we know them very well. And we were so proud. We felt like it was a commendation of the kind of work that's been going on in diaspora over years. You know, I would say that diaspora has come to play a very big role, especially in inviting what I call the big players into the industry, and in the kind of provocation is given for challenging us to do better pictures, because of course of the exposure to international standards. I'm not saying our films are not good at home. I mean, we're really trying. We're really doing great. But you can see the difference. It'd be like sun and moon. The difference between Breath of Life and the other categories. If we're gonna be fair, it's obviously a higher production grade, but the actors, it shows that our actors are up to par with some of the best in the world. We have incredible talents in Nollywood. It's just a question of fusing them together, like we saw in that film.
Okay, and you see, when we have the likes of Netflix, we have Amazon Prime and all coming into the setting, and they have teams working with Nigerians too, and you see things like Jagun Jagun, and the other one by it's not Kuti, Anikolakpo. My man went to Kuti and all that. Those films, you see that they've moved a lot higher. If we're talking treatment now, these can stand side by side. What do you think is still missing that could be added to make them, when it gets to the Oscars and so on, they're beginning to mention them and so on? But what more do you think we could do based on even your own experiences?
Money. We need more money. I mean, Breath of Life was a Prime original, and
that means it would have had a huge budget, right? A Prime original.
You can tell. Yeah, you can tell from even the locations and the costuming, the kind of camera that was used, and all of that comes down to money. I think that we've not even begun to touch on what I would call international budgets. So what we're doing is like we're literally walking on water. You see Jago Jago, although they say I think they said that's a Netflix original. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's an original here. And then the one before it, no, the one before Jagun Jagun that was done by Fanny.
As for Jagun Jagun, I hear the producer had said that he spent a lot of money. He sold his properties and all that. So even if it's an original, I think he had his own contribution. So the original part, I'm not too sure. Let me not say something that's not exactly correct.
Okay. So you can see that we need money. We cannot even emphasize that enough, and funny enough, Prime has cut off every funding for originals in Africa as a whole. For now, they are focused more on Europe and America. That was a recent development. And then the second thing is our stories. With the story or content is still king, and we can see in that the films that are making the figures that are in your face and all of that everybody's talking about. You can tell from the kind of stories being told. We have indeed begun to tell our own story. The narratives have changed. It has changed. It is more now on topics and subjects that resonate with our people, and at the same time, because there's the human stories, so to speak, of a people, they actually also can be related to by people from different nationals as well.
Okay, the time is rather short. So let me come down to your own, how do I put it, your own experiences, like your last film, Ayefele, which is currently in the cinema, a family-friendly epic film you have there. How did you manage to put all these elements we've been talking about now? How did you bring them in? The diaspora effect, the home effect, stories, finances, plenty. How?
Well, first of all, if you want to do something really good, you do it yourself. If you want to do something great, you have to collaborate. You know, one of the first things I had to do was to look for money. You understand? I had some budget that I felt would be good enough based on the budget that was given me 4 years before then, because we tried to film in 2020, but then COVID, so we had to postpone. You know, and by the time they brought the new budget, it was so.
How much was it?
I'm not sure anyway, I will say around that 55-60 million naira, you know, and for independent production, you know, you find you can't do it alone. So when you hear people like Femi saying they sold their house and all of that, they're not lying, you know. And I was even able to manage this budget because we got a lot of community support here in the UK. I wasn't spending so much money here because we had help from Sorikis, the sort of people from the church that we use, Church of England. You know, they were incredible, because those were locations that for a day you might be paying between 5,000 to 7,000 pounds, you know, sometimes to film there for a day, and to imagine how much work we had to do in those places and all of that. You know, the budget will have just been beyond us, but because of the great communal support of the Church of England, you know, and I would also say the support of some of the creatives. You see, this is the story of Nollywood. This is the magic of Nollywood. It was a lot of collaborative effort of everybody just wanting to make sure that it worked. And then the second thing was the story. You cannot rush that kind of story. I wrote that story 8-9 years ago, and we've been working on it, trying to make it as how we call it, authentically African as possible, even though the subject matter had to do with the beginning or the establishment of the Church in Abeokuta. It had some historical factors in it, but it was mostly fictitious. We also had to engage original Yoruba writers, those that went. Well, I don't mean people don't go to school, but this guy is proper educated, very educated, and he did an incredible job. So we had like 4 people write the story. It came from the original story from Toyi. Then I had this guy, Moshood Yakub. He did the first draft, and then we had this young man. Oh, why am I forgetting his name now?
Okay.
He did a third draft in Yoruba, pure Yoruba. One of the greatest strengths of that film is the poetic use of the Yoruba language, and the subtitle was incredible. It's not just subtitles that well, conga, conga, conga. It wasn't that type of subtitling. It was proper subtitle done by linguists. Yeah, done by linguists, such that the English language that was used to subtitle it was beautiful, it was full, and at the same time they were able to capture the wit and the almost poetic, way of flow of the Yoruba dialect.
So for the funding bit of it, because time is up now and the line has started breaking a bit, sorry about that. Time is up because somehow we missed the initial kickoff point. For Nollywood and the diaspora to go hand in hand, for projects like yours to succeed, and for more people to come in. What would be your advice? I know your film right now is on show at the cinema at Onikon. Yes, you can go watch
yes,
it
Blue
if you
Picture
want.
Cinema.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
on right now. But for your last line, as per what the government could do, we can do this in 1 minute. What can the government do to ensure that Nollywood grows more than what we even saw over the weekend?
The government has to literally throw money at Nollywood because it's a powerful tool for reorientation of the populace. It's a powerful tool for selling us as a people outside. It's a powerful tool for export. It's a powerful tool for, human education. It's incredible what other nations have done with film. I mean, K-drama today is everywhere. Everybody knows how to drink soju. I mean, British film, American film. It's a means of national propaganda sometimes. Some countries like America, during the days of Rambo, they literally threw money at industry, at the film industry, to create this superpower that can, overthrow or overcome other countries with their military expertise. And it may not necessarily be true. It's just propaganda. So film is something that the government should not play with. Forget also the fact that without the government, is one of the biggest employers of labor in Nigeria as we speak. And it is literally like the third largest film industry in the world. And this is being on the back of people, So if the government to literally, engage in this as an intentional tool, it's incredible how far they can go.
Thank you so much, Tony Moore, for your time this morning. Another time, I'm sure we'll do this and kick off at the right point. Anyway, it wasn't my fault. Tony Moore is not just a producer, she's also a director, a screenwriter. Her film Ayefele is out there. You can go see it at the Blue Cinemas. It has people like Odunlade in there, Mercy Aigbe, Femi Branch, and so on. Tony Moore, have a beautiful day and talk to you again soon.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Oops. Okay, that's all. Thank you all so much for being a part of the papers and the segment that followed our chat this morning. I'm Cordelia Obe. I hope you had a very good time. We'll do it again tomorrow, but my guys are already here. I'm Gaga. That's how we go. I correct, Abby?
You Larry go. Gaga. You were Larry Gaga.
I will like, now you go, Larry. At least you guys are smiling this morning. We thank the Lord.
Yeah, thank God for life. Thank God for a new week, a new beginning.
So what's going on?
Cordelia, I'm not happy. If I say very soon, very soon, I want to leave this profession. You understand?
You want to go to the house?
Yeah, yes. Let me go and collect my own. Because it has come to national cake. Make I go cut my own now.
You know what? Tomorrow the GM will bring a cake here. At least all of us will touch that
one. Is not national cake. That one is VOP cake. I want the national. I just want to go there. Very soon I will drop my paper. GM, I don't want to work again. Let me go there and collect my own money.
Which state do you want to start from? Which state?
Which state do I come from?
No, leave the way where you come from. Just start from River State so that you.
The crisis, that is Madam Cordelia that will start there. She's from Niger Delta. She's from Niger Delta.
We cannot scatter everything.
No, I'm not going there because there is serious crisis going on there in River State. But my happiness.
Did you hear all those the monies went too plenty, don't turn to monies.
And do you know what? Wike is still telling his supporters that even the suspended House of Assembly members,
nobody can remove you.
No, President said Tinubu will not take sides. So we believe.
But presidency started taking sides.
That was what Rufai said, that after they don't scatter everything now.
Now you say you don't want to take side again.
In fact, let me quick reach Abuja, come back. I'll be back at 10:30. We'll be talking with Wale
because we'll go together.
Wale will tell us why our flights used to be expensive. But let me quickly come. I'm coming. I've carried my bag. I'll see you guys at 10:30.
Voice of the people.
Award-winning pizza in the US is now here in Nigeria. Ladies